I'm sure we've all had a bad teacher, whether or not they'd fuck you in the ass with homework, or force you to stay after class and make you eat hot chips while jerking off simultaneously, while they pleasure themselves with a Ninja Turtles plushie while listening to Blink 182. But I'm like 100,000% sure that I had the worst teacher. Coach Clark wasn't a bad guy. He was actually pretty nice, and he was a pretty funny guy. He's a pretty young guy for a coach too. Most of the time when you get a coach at your school, he's 50 years old. His nuts will sag out of one side of his shorts, and normally their stomach will be so big that you'll assume that they just ate fucking 5 beach balls before they came to class. But Coach Clark was different. He was actually like a normal dude you would just see passing by on the street. So that's why it was the biggest fucking surprise to me and my friends when we found out that Coach Clark was actually sending pictures of his micro penis to some of the girls on the fucking volleyball team. How did we find this out? Well, I'll tell you. Around halfway through the first semester, the girl volleyball season started, and nobody really cared until we found out that Coach Clark was going to be the volleyball coach. So sometimes after school ended, some random ass people, and including me, would just go down to the girls' volleyball practice just to talk to Coach Clark, because I mean, he was a genuinely really funny guy. Talking to Coach Clark would be like having your own private comedy show. But something odd started happening with Coach Clark about halfway through the season. Whenever somebody would go down to the girls' volleyball practice, if that person wasn't on the girls' volleyball team, Coach Clark would be super dismissive to them and almost just sort of tell them to like fuck off. Which, I mean, this was really fucking odd, because most of the time Coach Clark was like the funniest guy ever, super nice, super inviting, you know, like he would give people spare fucking underwear. You know, if like one of the special needs kids shit their pants, Coach Clark would switch underwear with them and wear like the fucking shit-stained pants. You know, he was just like super generous toward a guy, which made it weird when he started being a jackass towards anyone who wasn't on the fucking volleyball team. But whatever. Eventually we also started noticing that the girls on the volleyball team started like developing crushes with Coach Clark. They would always talk about how he was so handsome, he had a nice smile, they loved his curly hair, they loved his big muscles, all sort of gay shit like that. And one time, some kid sitting behind one of the girls on the volleyball team noticed that Coach Clark was actually inside of a group chat filled with the entire girls' volleyball team. Now, we all thought this was pretty fucking weird, but according to the kid we got this information from, Coach Clark wasn't saying anything too fucking crazy or too sexual. You know, maybe like a smiley face here and there, but no like eggplant emojis type shit. You know, just see you guys at practice. Practice starts at 5, shit like that. But one nice day, one really fucking nice day, I mean the weather was amazing. We were all outside waiting for the buses when the group chat that me and my friends were all in got a random snap. Now before we opened the snap, there was a text below the snap saying Coach Clark's penis. Thinking it was a joke, we all opened the snap, routed around each other's phone in a fucking group huddle, like we were all about to give BJs to each other. We opened the snap, and to its avail, it was a picture of a tiny penis. Like an extremely tiny penis. It looked like a fucking button. It was a little bit smaller than the eraser tip on the back of a number 2 fucking pencil. It was legitimately the same exact color too. But when we tried to Google reverse image search the picture, nothing came back. The picture was completely original, and pretty much to our knowledge, this was a picture of Coach Clark's penis. Nobody took it too seriously. We all just thought it was a pretty funny joke. Right. We didn't think too much of it until we started noticing the volleyball girls started talking about Coach Clark's penis, saying it was the biggest thing they've ever seen, talking about how girthy it was. They were talking about like the vein placement and shit. It was so fucking weird. And when one of our guys ended up asking to see a picture of it, he got to see the same exact picture. It was the same exact picture of that legitimate 9mm defeater. You know, I thought 9mm handguns weren't allowed in school, Coach Clark. The fuck are you doing? And we all knew about this for about a few weeks, but I'm guessing that one of the teachers got involved too, because one day during lunch, we were all sitting down eating lunch, you know, as you do, making like terrible fucking concoctions out of the school lunch. I'm pretty sure everyone watching this video has done that, but we all heard this loud bang like a door slamming open, and we heard these boots stumbling down the hallway with like radio chatter and shit, and like the clank and clack of a like fucking utility belt or something. We peeped our head out the cafeteria, and we saw Coach Clark in this like cum-stained straitjacket with handcuffs, a fucking muzzle on his head, and all other sorts of bits and fucking gadgets on him, being escorted out of the school by 2 big black cops. Like I don't think they get any beefier, really. The biggest cops ever. After Coach Clark was escorted out of the school announcements came on and said that the rest of the girls' volleyball season will be canceled due to the coach no longer being affiliated with the school. That was the last we heard of Coach Clark. I don't know if he's in jail or what anymore. Sort of ashamed he had to go down the Diddy path, because he was a pretty fucking funny guy. Who knows, he could have done stand-up comedy, and maybe he's even doing stand-up comedy in prison or fucking jail or wherever he is right now. And really quick, before you click off, according to YouTube, about 100% of the people that aren't subscribed to me are gay and lesbian. If you aren't either of those things, go ahead and subscribe to me. And like really, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you to. Donate me money through Super Thanks if you're so financially inclined, so I can be even more financially inclined. And yeah, anyways, I've been your favorite 12-year-old Dice, and that's about all for me. See ya.